Chicago! Welcome to the Chicago Sports Podcast presented by PointsBet. Use that promo code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. I am Kevin Kaduk, head of content at CHGO, joined as always by my merry trio, Luke Stuckmeyer, Kacy Standohar, and Lawrence Benedetto. We do this show every Thursday. Lawrence thinks it's laid back and a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's my mic. Yeah, I should probably be talking to the mic. Yeah, I love this show. Good times. We're definitely laid back. Things are looking good today. We'll see how this goes.
All right, we would love it if you
I didn't
helped.
get any baked goods this morning from Luke. That was just.
I know, no baked goods once again.
He got them for himself. He's over there having.
I had a bit of an issue this morning.
Almond croissant.
I was driving around for 30 minutes looking for parking. So about halfway through, I'm like, I'm gonna go get myself a little La Colombe treat and a coffee, and I thought that would change my luck. It didn't. I still kept driving for parking, and not great. Not a great day.
You're here now, Lawrence.
I am here, and so are you.
The vibes are plentiful.
The vibes are immaculate, as Kacy loves to hear say, and that's a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd love it if you could help us support us here at CHGO. Make sure you're hitting us in that comment box throughout the show. Let us know what you think. We've got a good one planned today. If you're listening on podcasts, make sure you rate and give us a great review. That would help a lot. We're not a show that has an established fan base with like the Cubs or the Bulls.
Cool
We're growing.
Graphic we just put on there. Subscribe, everyone.
Look at that.
Subscribe.
It's animated.
Oh, my God.
Good job,
amazing.
Lawrence.
Wow.
That was actually Jake. Let's give Jake credit for that. Yeah. What are we talking about today, guys? What's going on?
Sports.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Chicago sports. It's a beautiful day here in the city, a beautiful October day. It's October 6th. We have a great weekend coming up with the Chicago Marathon, a Bears game, some Big Ten action. But we're going to talk about the death of our baseball teams. We're going to talk about the upcoming postseason. Like, it's such a beautiful day, and I wish there was postseason baseball coming up on either the north or south side. I'm not picky at this point, but the Sox and Cubs just really weren't up for it. But let's get into headlines. The season ended yesterday. The Cubs managed a 15-2 win over Cincinnati. That late surge allowed them to end with a 74-88 record. Certainly not great by any means. I think they had their lowest attendance at Wrigley Field in the last, 25 years, which isn't great. But I think there's a little optimism. I think people feel like there are some pieces to be had on the next great Cubs team. Meanwhile, the White Sox, they stumbled to an 81-81 finish with a 10-1 loss to Minnesota at Sox Park. Vibes not as good over there, but it's going to be a pretty busy offseason.
What are you talking about? We got rid of Tony.
Tony La Russa's gone. So
Stay healthy,
Can you hear
stay
this?
away.
In the background, as we're talking about the Sox, the garbage man is doing the dumpsters out back. No joke. He's in the alley emptying the bins right now.
It's a beautiful day, soundtracked by the
Waste management.
Waste Management, the
Chicago.
Flood Brothers. We don't know who's out there.
Yeah.
There goes another one.
Luke, which team is going to have the busiest offseason?
Yes. No, both of them. Both of them are going to be super, super busy. At least I would hope so. If the Sox aren't busy, they're making a huge mistake. The Cubs have to be busy because they've stockpiled this group of players, young guys and whatnot, that they have to decide the 40-man roster and who are they protecting, who are they not protecting. And then Ricketts has come out and said, we're going to spend this offseason. So Cubs fans this time are expecting the wheelbarrows of cash that Crane Kenny promised to be rolled out from Marquee Network and start dumping some cash in some driveways. So they're expecting free agents. They might be expecting trades. But I believe you've seen the basement for the Cubs, and that was this season, and they've started now building off the new foundation.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Sox are to the basement yet or if they're kind of on the first floor and they have to drop down even further before they go back up, or are they just going to tear off the roof and add from what they have? We'll see if they're actually willing to go ahead and do what has to be done. They have some tough decisions to make too.
Yeah. Both teams are going to be busy. I think they're going to be a different type of busy, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the White Sox have to identify who the next manager is. I really think, I don't know if Reinsdorf cares or Kenny Williams cares or Rick Hahn cares, but I really feel like this is really has to be like a rose to the White Sox fan base. I mean, they really have to make things up. That is not a happy fan base. Meanwhile, with the Cubs, you're talking about going out and spending money, writing the big checks, getting people who are not Frank Schwindel and Patrick Wisdom, right? Like, that's not going to fly.
Yeah.
The thing that's interesting to me, Luke, is I really wonder how much that drop in attendance scares them. I mean, when you're talking about 400,000, 500,000 fewer fannies in the seats, that all adds up.
I'm sorry,
that's a lot of Budweisers.
Fannies?
Fannies.
It still has an impact, and I think that's why Ricketts came out and said we're going to spend this offseason because he tried to get a few more people into those seats. As for the White Sox, I think you could easily argue this will be the biggest offseason in White Sox history. Why? Because it was one of the biggest disappointments in White Sox history, and they've got to figure it out. There's certainly talent on the roster, but you got to find the right mix. You can't have 4 DHs, and they're going to have to make difficult decisions. Which guys from the core are they going to part with and walk away from? Or are they going to just let this stretch out too far like the Cubs did after the World Series and really run it into the ground?
There's a slight culture change that needs to take place. You do need to, you just can't run it all back. And the thing that kind of strikes me is that the Cubs, even though they won 7 fewer games, and they obviously didn't have as high as expectations, but they seem like a better, more cohesive clubhouse, right? And we talked about it before coming on the show. I mean, I think the one great takeaway from this Cubs offseason is I don't know if David Ross is going to be the all-time greatest manager, but he seems like the right guy in place. And it seems like that, there was never really a lot of infighting, no matter how much losing they did. It seems like you said, like when people would come up and be promoted, everyone seems to be pulling on the same side of the rope. People it seems to be like a thing.
We had a fun first season of CHGO Cubs.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a team that wasn't 500, finished 3rd in one of the worst divisions in baseball, and yet, in general, as Cody likes to say, the vibes were good.
Right.
The vibes were good a lot of times because people like to see what the prospects are doing, and how can you not give David Ross some credit? I know there are some people still questioning, well, he's not going to manage this right.
Yeah.
We don't know because
no manager's gonna get everything right.
Right, and he doesn't have the right roster to do it. He was trying to balance developing and exploring along with winning at the same time. I mean, take a look at some of the guys that were key players down the stretch, and I didn't even know the names going into the season. So I don't know how you can't give him some credit for putting together a team that won more than 70 games this season.
Yeah, not bad.
There's hope and optimism on the north side.
I think the other interesting thing about the Cubs situation is like they've got Marquee Network. I think they're a couple of years into this thing.
Is that a good thing?
Well, they realize that it's a content business, Lawrence, right? And like if you want people shelling out and signing up for satellite dish packages, eventually they're going to do a OTT option where you'll be able to get it directly and pay whatever it is, $20, $25 a month. Like you have to put a winning team out there. You can't really tank. Like if you're relying on those subscription numbers, you're gonna have, it's just like Netflix or HBO Max at this point, right? It's like they're all at a content race. The Cubs are in the same thing. The Cubs are, vying with those with a lot of options.
You got to come out with House of the Dragon. You can't keep running Game of Thrones replays from 2016. You got to give us something new. You got to give us new dragons.
I don't watch House of Dragon. I thought Lawrence said it's not any good.
No, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in. I don't think it's as good as Game of Thrones,
Hold
but
on. It's not
it's
good.
something new. There's new dragons.
Is it the next great HBO team?
No, it's not. I'm like already hate watching it. I'm gonna finish out the season and like.
But you're bitter and angry, Lawrence. Like
I am not bitter and angry. My vibes are immaculate, bro. Come on, what are you talking about?
He just came in. My almond croissant isn't good enough, and I couldn't find parking.
No,
and you didn't bring me coffee cake.
No, well, you didn't bring me coffee cake is the only thing that I agree with. But the Dragon Show is not that good. They spent a 20-minute segment of the last episode doing it was supposed to be a scene in the dark. So they shot it at midday in the bright sunlight and then just turned the brightness down like minus 60 in post. And it looked effing terrible.
And there was
incest. You couldn't see anything. There's always incest. There's always excessive disgustingness happening.
But Lawrence,
two birthing scenes 2 weeks ago.
New dragons.
Who cares?
New storyline.
It's CGI. It's garbage. Whatever. We all know what's going to end up happening.
I already regret opening up this conversation.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Because I don't care about Game of Thrones
yes, you're right.
whatsoever.
You shouldn't. It's over.
But shout out to Jedi in Chicago who says House of Dragon has been fire emoji.
See, there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
Jack Brown likes it too.
Wait till the White Walkers show
Sleeping Angel says, I agree.
I don't think there's any White Walkers showing up anytime soon in this era of.
I do know what the Red Wedding is. I know enough of the Game of Thrones to like actually kind of like know what the pop culture references are.
Wonderful. Well, let's move on.
I'm the closest thing we have to a White Walker.
Luke, I want to give you props for you and the CHGO Cubs team and what you guys were able to do this year. And CHGO White Sox did amazing as well. We've talked about this before. Like, I think one of the hardest teams to actually put together when we were building CHGO was Cubs, just for a variety of reasons or whatever. And we said, look, let's get Luke. Obviously Luke was a guy really known in Chicago for his work at NBC Sports Chicago. And but then it's like we have Ryan Herrera, who, I think at age, he's like 25 or 26. He's still young to the beat game.
I thought he was 17.
He's not 17.
Oh, no. He's half my age.
The way that Ryan writes, though, like I'm jealous.
Writer.
Like I wish I would have been able to write that like that when I was 25 years old. I did not write like that, and he's really growing as a beat writer, and he's amazing. And then like Cody, we basically pulled him out of the bleachers, right? I mean, he is the exact opposite of your career path. It's like, how is this all going to go? I mean, and you're quite literally like almost twice their age.
Yeah, I know. That's
but
why
it's
they
been
call me
awesome.
Grandpa
Like
Stucky.
the team that you guys formed to me has been one of the coolest things to watch here. I'm like
fun.
wondering like your side of it, like coming in here in February or March and seeing Cody and Ryan for the first time. Like, did you have any doubts? Like, is this going to work? Or
I think everybody thought there were question marks, right? Like any team, if you don't know the other guys on the team, you're going to come in and be like, what is this going to be like? But that's just starting a new network. Like I went through that when it was Comcast Sportsnet, before it was CSN, before it was NBC Sports. It was Comcast Sportsnet. We had people coming from all over the country. Same thing. We didn't know what to expect. But this was coming in with guys, much younger than me, coming from different backgrounds. I didn't know what to expect, but I feel like we all kind of meshed a little bit early on. We all had the common theme of we are Cubs fans. I've done a lot of locker room, post-game, pre-game, that stuff. Ryan had started doing some of that. And Cody was just the diehard podcaster / Cubs fan, right?
super fan, yeah.
Super fan. And, last night we're sitting there and we're going through the chat, and the chat is blowing up after the last game of the season, 162 games. And you recognize 40, 50 names that are going through there, people that have been with you every single post-game show.
Yeah, Jack Brown right now is saying that you guys are an elite trio.
He's part of the show. He's as much as part of the show as I am.
In Chicago media history, he says.
They're all parts of the show. And it was funny because we'd started getting super chats. We haven't had tons of them throughout the season, but last night we had super chats. First, like a $2 one came in, then a $4 one, then a $10 one came in. And we said, wow, there's a lot of super chats for the end of the season. And then we got a $20 one. And so the Sox...
It was like a competition with the Sox guys, right?
Well, the Sox guys walked through. They finished their show earlier. And I said, hey, guys, I don't know if you know this, but we had like 6 or 7 super chats. People wanting to hear their chats on there. And they're like, we had two $50 ones. You're nothing. Within 5 minutes, we had a $100 super chat on there because they didn't want the Sox guys to have a better chat than we did on the last game of the season.
Love it.
And it was cool to see. And it's been fun, the personalities that we've been able to find and get to know in the chat as well. That was the goal, was to find a community, a family, a group of people that would watch the games with us and then talk about it afterwards, obsessively sometimes in Cody's way he likes to do it. Cody can get real high, real low. I don't like long games. We all have our thing. But there's people, we get to know the personalities of the people watching the games with us, which has been...
Cubs Rachel came all the way from London. She came in.
That was cool.
That was really awesome.
Yeah.
I give you guys props. I mean, it was not easy to watch that team like day after day. But what you guys built was impressive. And I really think it's the sleeping giant at CHGO here. If the Cubs come here and build a winner and they're a contender...
We're ready for it.
That's going to be a podcast that's going to be just as big as the Bears. So that's pretty cool to watch.
We appreciate it. Thank you. And we built it. We built the foundation on things that you want to build your foundation with. Ice cream socials were number one. Cody built his on vibes and fresh shoes and betting.
And getting hurt again.
And Ryan built it with information. Then we had the pitch doctor and Corey coming in, so we had the analytics. Then Cody became an analytics guy, but we built it on ice cream and cake. And that is a foundation.
That is a delicious
And
foundation.
Chirac Bobby in the comments points out we have Sox people like that too. And that's really the cool thing is like every team that we podcast here for has like the diehards, and it's only getting bigger. Like I know Bobby, like you guys were in there early and you saw that grow, and it's only going to grow more. And the offseason is going to be awesome because there's so much to talk about and so much speculation. So while the season is over, like the podcasting definitely isn't, and it's going to be fun.
Hey, shout out to Fernando for the old $1.99 or super chat. He says, there is a Sox show you don't say. Go Cubs.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the Sox guys
we hear you.
The Sox guys come in sometimes and filter over to Cubs postgame once they get done. Sometimes you see them bleed over. Sometimes you get a few trolls in there and vice versa. I'm sure there's some Cubs guys going to the Sox too.
All right, let's move on to the Bears. They are headed up to Minnesota this weekend. They are 2-2. We are feeling very bipolar around here, mostly on the wrong end of that. Hasn't been great coming off of that New York Giants loss where there was really not a lot to write home about. Here's the issue, Luke. If the Bears lose this weekend, and the Packers beat the Giants in London, the Packers will have 786 all-time victories. That would leave them with one more than the beloved Chicago Bears. I'm sure you guys have heard this before. That would be the first time in NFL history, which dates back to 1920, that the Bears are not the all-time winningest franchise. And Lawrence is going to call up this graphic done by my friend Greg Harvey. The win totals, you can watch this year by year, just the Bears expanding their lead. Cardinals were in there early on, but then the Packers have the Packers were there as a kind of a stalking horse, but the Bears pulled away. And in 1985,
the Bears.
It was.
Do we get credit for some of the Cardinals? Just as a Chicago group, can we take some of that?
We might have to, but we don't.
Naked guy is back. One last
in 1985, the difference was like 65 victories.
Wow.
And over the last 37 years,
Favre and Rodgers
have been able to systematically erase that. And I mean that's even considering like 1985 to 1990 was still the Bears were still out winning the Packers. And to me, like there's no greater of an indictment of what the McCaskey heirs have like done to like their father's legacy. Like it's absolutely incredible.
It's brutal.
Like, how does this happen?
You remember the old Cubs sign at Wrigley Field? It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen, guys. This is the opposite way. This is the other. It's going to happen. Like it doesn't matter when it happens this season, but it is a little bit of an extra dig that if the Bears lose and the Packers win in London of all places, the Queen is dead.
Cheerio.
Rest in peace. The British are coming. The British are coming, and here it comes. The Packers are going to pass the Bears.
By the way, this video is way too long. It just keeps going.
Yeah,
it should never happen.
75 years of history.
Oh my God.
It's just disgusting.
Oh, there it is.
It's disgusting. And the fact that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the one to do it with the ponytail and the greasy hair.
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. But ponytail? What's wrong with the ponytail?
God bless Virginia McCaskey, and she's a sweet old lady, and she wants to do well by her family, and she understands the legacy of her father and probably misses him. He died in 1983. But man, like this happened on your watch. Like it's just not great.
It's not her fault they can't find a quarterback.
It all goes uphill.
Well, is it that shouldn't she be doing some draft scouting? Come on.
At some point,
Come on, Virginia.
Look at Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Come on, Virginia.
What are we doing here?
Jerry found Dak.
The one saving grace, Luke, is so Packers fans were actually like rubbing their hands. If the Packers had won in week 1 and the Bears had lost, this would have been able to they would have actually been able to take the crown in that game 2 victory. So at least they delayed it a little bit. And hey, who knows? Maybe the Bears can go up there and spring an upset on the Vikings who just got back from London. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it's going to happen, it's going to be a jet lag sort of situation.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Here's the only thing I can tell Bears fans. When Aaron Rodgers is done with Green Bay, whether it's next year, the year after that, 3 more years, it's going to change. They're not going to have 3 in a row, and the Green Bay suck will be back. And eventually the Bears will figure it out. Listen, once they get rid of Rodgers, this is going to be a battle. That's when it's game on again.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of the guy.
You still got to keep it close, right? It can't get out of hand these next few years.
Keep it within 10 before he leaves. Let's keep it within 10.
Good-looking man, though, that Aaron Rodgers, don't you think?
Because he looks like you?
I don't know. He's a look-alike.
You shower more often. At least we know that.
Yeah, I don't do much
sorry,
ayahuasca
Lawrence.
either, but that's too bad. I should feel like I should do a little more
It's
ayahuasca.
gross.
All right, final headline of this segment. Chicago Marathon is this Sunday. Forecast looks great. High of 65, some clouds, so I don't think you're going to have runners out there dropping like flies like you see sometimes. Probably a great day to go out and watch. I don't think it goes by the office at all.
Yes, it actually does, and I
we
will
have
be
street
putting a note.
closures?
I will be putting a note in the old Slackerini at some point, or I'll forget.
Thank
Yes,
goodness I'm not here
it's
Sunday.
going west down no, not Washington, Jackson, and then going back east on Adams.
Okay.
And so if you're coming off a 290, you might want to get off at Damon and not Racine.
Gotcha.
Ding, ding.
Anyhow, last year's winners, Ruth Chepnegetich is
of
back,
course,
and
yes.
Sifi Tura.
One of my
man.
faves.
So
So-
fast.
One of my
You got to
favorites.
think like maybe
we
the
bet
course
on
records
them?
in.
Can we bet on points bet? Is there marathon betting? Because that seems like fun.
Probably.
That would be fun. That actually probably would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's gamble.
You think they have live betting? They go
my
out there
gosh.
and say, "Oh, look, like
That would be amazing.
it would be really cool."
We got to ask Cody. He's on quite a heater. So
Yeah, it
he
really
in the
is.
chat.
Yeah. Cody was on a heater. Somebody told me he was on a heater, so I said, "All right, I'm going to follow him on a hit parlay against the Reds the other night." None of the guys that he had in the parlay got a single hit.
Did SMU win last night? He
I
was
have
big
no
on
idea.
SMU.
Oh, yeah, I
big
forgot.
on SMU. Yeah, he was trying to get me to do it. Can I be honest about the marathon?
Yeah, go for it.
That's what this podcast is, right?
Honesty. I think that's in the
I'm
name of
not.
this
I'm
podcast.
not telling you don't go support your friends and family. I'm not telling you to not go watch it because it's something that's different. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Yeah.
Just how I feel about the marathon. It plugs up traffic, and I'm.
Why
not,
did I know you would have this take, Luke?
It plugs up traffic, and let's be
You
honest.
live in
folks,
Arlington Heights. What do you care?
But I lived in the city for 15 years. I know what it's like, and I'm not coming down here on Sunday. Let's be honest. Unless you're one of the first 3 or 4 people across the finish line, or you're doing it for some charitable reason, or trying to prove that you could get back on the horse after something terrible like cancer, or
Yeah, I think
whatever it means.
you just described every single marathon runner.
No. Oh,
That's
those
true.
are the parts
Yeah.
that's the part I like about it. Like people trying to push themselves. What I don't like is the average Joe who's going out there walking it and trying to, I've done 17 marathons. I don't care. Anybody that really wants to put their mind to it can do it. Let's be honest. It's the truth. Some of the most out of
I'm
shape
not doing
people, some of the most out of shape people, non-athletes I've ever known have completed marathons. To me personally, at least at this moment in my life, it means absolutely nothing other than traffic.
I think
And I would
think
never
the
go
cutoff
watch
is like
it.
5 hours. Like if you can't
Yeah, just
get
sweep
it
'em
done
up.
in 5 hours, you probably should be out.
Again,
they
unless you're
Paulo, get
overcoming
the
some
Sandman
great
done.
obstacle in your life or doing it for some
Maybe your obstacle
ball-
is that you're an average Joe, and you want to.
I'm not impressed. I'm telling you, I know a lot of average Joes that have finished a marathon.
Luke, Sean in the chat is asking, is Luke running the marathon next year if the Cubs win the division?
Let's do it.
I will never run.
Good
the
for you. Yes, no, he's
I'm
not.
more likely to jump out of an airplane than I am to run a marathon, and I have 0% chance of jumping out of an
Oh,
airplane
I thought you were going to
kids
say.
now.
unless it's burning.
Huh. I'm fully out on the marathon as well.
No
I
shot.
don't understand the.
I don't run.
I've always wanted to run one. I've run about a half a dozen half marathons. The issue is every time I get to the end of the half marathon,
Yeah.
I think there's no way I could like turn around and run back. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what it.
I'm telling you, Kevin, you can do it. Like if
I'm
this
sure
is a
I
goal
could.
of yours, you can do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you,
There's a
I
lot
know
of
some
training.
people that-
I don't have time to put in like the 20-mile runs.
Luke,
I like
is-
the 10-mile runs.
Is Kev just subtweeting us right now with his? Oh well, I've run a couple half marathons. Blah,
yeah,
blah, blah.
he is. He's like, I've done the half.
Do you have a 13.1 sticker on the back of your
No.
car?
Yeah.
I don't. Did you see the there
I've
was
done the
there was a
126.
controversy with the rock and roll half marathon that they just did. they laid out the course and it was like 12.65 miles and they didn't tell anyone. And then everyone like was looking at their data and everyone's like, why was this 12.65 miles? And the organizers are like, oh, well, they rerouted us a little bit. And like, so people want refunds and everything. But other people were saying, I'm going to get a 12.65 sticker for the back of my car.
I don't want to see your stupid stickers on the car.
Yeah,
have you ever seen the 0.0 stickers people have?
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, I mean, if I was ever going to go stand out here outside work and do it, I'd just be like, you're average, you're not an athlete, congratulations on your determination. That's pretty much what I would say to like 99%
What about
of the people
what about the people who run all 26 miles in like a chicken suit or an Elvis costume?
Why? What is the point of that?
It's a little fun, though.
Again,
Unless
it's leading to some charitable work in our community, great. I'm not doing it ever, and I have no interest in ever doing it. But if that's your thing, cool.
The vibes have been taken down.
Sorry. I can't imagine.
Bring it back up, Kev.
Let me. The only thing worse than me running in it would be me actually watching it on television. I can't.
It's a good, NBC does a pretty good job. I like turning it on.
I know the people running the broadcast. Great job. I'm
these
excited.
people are running like 13 or 14 miles an hour consistently.
Yes.
For 2 hours.
It's not.
How can
easy
you not
to
like that? And
not,
then you see like, hey man, that's like the restaurant I ate at last week.
It's not.
I just saw it on TV.
To produce. But I will not be supporting my friends by watching the broadcast because I don't have that amount of time to just.
You should do a live watch.
No.
All right.
There goes a runner. There goes a runner.
This football season, PointsBet is bringing you a better way to bet live on games, which means before this ad is over, you can place a live same-game parlay, bet on the next drive to be a touchdown, and cash out on your live second-half overbet. With PointsBet, you have access to more live football markets than ever before. Build the perfect live same-game parlay by combining your favorite bets anytime during the game, including spreads, totals, player props, and more. Choose the outcome of the next drive and next points with PointsBet Lightning Bets. So whether you are on the move or on the couch or watching the marathon from the curbside, do it live on PointsBet. Download the PointsBet app today and sign up with the code CHGO to get your first 2 bets risk-free up to $2,000. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services.
Sean Caselli in the chat wants Cody to run it now when the Cubs win the division. Cody, good luck with that.
Cody would probably do it on the electric scooter, which I think would be
vibes.
Which would be a vibe, illegal. But it would also disqualify him.
Probably illegal. But he'd be doing it in a new pair of Jordan Lows.
Do you think Cody on a scooter would be able to beat some dude from Kenya?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Although
how fast does it go?
Actually,
a scooter goes fast.
Here's the reason. No, because there's no way that charge has 26 miles on that scooter. Cody'd have to run like the last 6 or 7 by himself, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Our next partner has a product I use literally every day. I started taking AG1 because I thought, hey, maybe I'll run the marathon. I didn't have time, wanted better gut health, more energy, an optimized immune system. Now I've been on it for months, love it. It doesn't taste super healthy, but it is. Instead, it's got a mild tropical taste. I look forward to taking 1 scoop of AG1. You're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens to start your day right. It's a special blend of ingredients supporting your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, aging, all those things. I get a noticeable boost of energy, so I take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Giddy up. If I was training for the marathon, AG1 would be the way to go while I'm training. It's lifestyle friendly, keto, paleo, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free. You're all good with AG1, and you're investing in an all-in-one nutritional insurance for less than $3 a day. It's recommended by professional athletes, more than 7,000 5-star reviews. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health, arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. No need to run 26.2 miles. You just need this little cup of green stuff, and you'll be good. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs. Again, athleticgreens.com/CHGO Cubs, or Sox or Bulls or Blackhawks, to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. By the way, running that distance is not good for your health.
But if you took Athletic Greens, it would help you finish that marathon.
It wouldn't hurt. I'll guarantee you that.
All right, scroll stoppers time with
Oh, yeah.
Kacy. What's up, Case?
Hi, guys. Just trying
Hello.
to pretend I'm not depressed about not being at the Harry Styles concert.
That's not even.
There's 6 of them. You got to figure
know.
this out.
I'm going to go to one. I was thinking the 13th, but then I remembered that's Thursday Night Football Bears game.
I sent you that tweet this morning. One of the news choppers had a picture of the line for wristbands to get in the pit there.
Like general admission pit.
It was like all the way. It was basically like one from the United Center to our front door.
I'm not jealous.
I am Googling. How do you spell his last name?
STYLES.
He's not being serious.
Harry
Oh,
Styles.
100% I'm
Luke.
being serious. I'm going to Google
Learn
this guy
about
to see
it.
who he is.
Anyway.
I did that
Well,
once
you're-
at the United Center, waiting in line for a GA pit. It was.
I have never seen that guy before in my
Oh my
entire
gosh,
life.
he was in a boy band called One Direction.
Yeah.
I've heard of One
He's
Direction.
a rock star now.
Hey,
Oh, I know
good
One
job.
Direction.
There you go. See, that's what he's from. He went
right.
solo. Now he's
And-
very popular. He's here in Chicago for 6 nights.
Oh, fabulous.
And
Is
the
he going to
tickets
run the
are
marathon?
outrageous. I might try to get him on Game Time.
And you had the audacity before
we'll look
this
at-
podcast to compare him to who?
He's like, he reminds me of like a young Mick Jagger.
Okay.
Don't
Our
at me.
next our next ad read is going to be Game Time. Lawrence said we're actually going to pull it up there, and he said he'll buy you the cheapest ticket.
I did.
Real-
I
he
did
said
say
that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow,
Well, if it was
I'm
on a
honored.
He
I
said
won't
he
even-
did. He said he didn't get you a croissant, so
Oh, yeah.
he'll make up for it and
Guy
get you a
won't
Harry
buy me a
Styles.
Coffee,
Danish, but
Harry
he'll buy her a
Styles
Harry
ticket.
Styles ticket.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get to Scroll Stoppers today. This is your one-stop shop. I heard it's like the #1 rated social media
Yes, true.
segment in
Yes,
Chicago
that's what
sports
I've heard.
podcast.
Internationally.
All that's happening in Chicago sports social media and just social media in general. Here's our first video. It's a video of our mayor, Lori Lightfoot, leaving,
boy.
I think, a Target or a Jewel Osco
Walgreens. I
Walgreens.
believe.
with a
Yeah.
Walgreens, sorry, with
Chicago
a case
style.
of Modelo. Might be the funniest thing I've seen.
I'm watching it.
Good stuff. Good stuff out
I
there.
mean,
Aunt Lori.
did you guys peg her as a Modelo gal? What did you think she was into?
I think it would have been more Chicago if she had a little old style or
Yeah.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, maybe, something.
I could see her doing the Peebers.
Yeah.
That's what I call the PBRs. In case
Right?
you're wondering.
Modelo's
like
a good beer, though.
Budweiser, just
Modelo
like
is a
straight-
good cheap beer. I enjoy a Modelo.
It is. I would probably put a lime in it, but that's me.
The thing I give her credit for is that she bought the beer at Walgreens. That's very Chicago.
Yeah.
If you're not going to Benny's, you're going to Walgreens.
Remember,
for your booze.
you could not buy beer at Walgreens for a while. Do you
Yeah,
remember
they
that?
changed that.
They did change it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that the case of beer is like as big as her.
Yeah,
Like, it is
it's a
huge
large-
case of beer. It looks like she's like actually hauling a suitcase of beer. I mean, I guess it is. Is that a 24 or a 30 pack?
I think it's 24.
24.
I said on Twitter, now if we could combine 2 of these stories we've done on the show, I'm in. If you can get Aunt Lori to chug a case of Modelo while running the marathon, I will watch that on Channel 5.
So
Okay.
here's my question for you, though. Okay, we don't get political on this show very often, and we're not getting political now. Do you think that this was so? There was somebody from behind getting her, and then somebody got a shot of her exiting
Yeah.
the Walgreens with it. Do you think this was a setup to make her look more likable and possibly
No.
get more of the Latino vote?
I
No.
think no, because the video's not good enough. This is clearly somebody that's uncomfortable taking a creepy video of the mayor in Walgreens.
Yeah, it's weird.
But we're all
But there was 2 people who did it.
but we're all thankful for them.
There's 2 different views. It wasn't
Yes.
just one person.
It is content we
How
want
would
to see.
how
but
would
it's also
how would the
creepy.
person outside know to be taking the shot of her?
I mean, it's a
exiting with-
terrible photo. I would have taken the same photo. You see Aunt Lori dragging a suitcase full of Modelo out of the
Right.
Walgreens. Yeah, I'm taking that photo.
Now, the only way the video gets better is if they follow her out into the parking lot and she shotguns the first Modelo. Now she's getting some credibility.
What high noon flavor do you think she likes?
Probably
We need to put in a media
lime,
request.
maybe lime.
I don't know any high noon flavors, so I'm not going to answer that.
Black
thought everyone
cherry.
just liked the
Everybody
black
seems-
cherry, so I would
everybody
assume
seems
black
to love
cherry.
black cherry. Yeah.
We have to interrupt this because Cody just reminded me that Cassidy, his girlfriend, who I was supposed to go to Harry Styles with, is going without me because I can't go the night that she's going.
Oh wow.
So she ditched me. And I'm not mad about it. I'm just disappointed.
Wow.
So,
That's tough.
yeah.
Well, you
it's
got
fine.
5 other nights you could try and go. Apparently.
I'm going to try to go. I might go alone. I don't know. Might get crazy.
Is he selling out 6 nights at
Yes,
the United Center?
pretty much, yes. There are very few tickets available.
Wow. Good
Anyway,
times.
so
Moving
I
on.
digress. Moving on. This is really exciting, guys. A new collab between two very Chicago food companies, Malnati's Pizza, partnering with Portillo's Italian Beef to make a very special deep dish pizza. It has sweet peppers, hot giardiniera. Are we trying this?
Yes.
No.
End of story.
Luke
yes.
says no.
No,
Why?
I don't like peppers. So if you want
It
to do
would
it
upset
without,
his, it would upset his gut
Oh,
health.
his poor little tummy.
Listen, athletic greens and peppers don't mix.
Ew.
Maybe my guy, the Catman, will send one over. One of those Malnati's pizzas.
So these are only
mean-
available like on the internet order, right?
Yeah. the
Oh,
one that
okay.
you-
See, yeah.
The one I sent
Then
to
he
my
could hook
parents.
us up
They'll
with
send
that.
it to you in like dry ice and whatever,
Yeah.
like the people who live in
Yes.
Seattle and have a hankering for
Yeah,
some
I
of
Indy
those.
send,
Kaplan.
I send these to my parents out in Arizona occasionally.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
We have to
Had it
try it.
before.
I've done
they
those
both
pizzas
look
before.
great.
I would try
Great
it.
gift.
I'm not a big Italian beef pizza guy. I've had a few different variations
you're
of it.
You're nuts. They're delicious. I mean, the beef, the giardiniera on a pizza.
See, nah, I don't like.
Give it
The
to
beef
me.
always
Let's
like
go.
ends up too dry because I like my beefs dipped. I mean, I like them soaked.
Well, that's the question.
Dip the beef.
Are you dipping the pizza in the juice?
Every time I've had it, I've never the pizza places have never given the side of the.
I wonder if this pizza comes with a pouch of the juice.
Of the au jus.
Yeah, and then you warm that up, and then you just dump it on top of the
Is
pizza
it like
before
corn?
you eat
Does it have the juice?
Corn.
It's corn.
Yeah, it's corn.
It's beef.
Yeah, we do need to get some of these. I guess we'd probably have to get like a tasty bake oven, or because we don't have an oven.
Will you guys let me pick all the peppers and giardiniera off the top?
No.
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 So it's
Be a
just
man.
beef?
Be an adult. You
I'm
sound
going to
like
I'm
Ryan
going
now.
to ask Mindy Kaplan to see if she can get a Portillo's beef on top of the Malnati's, no peppers. Now that I would
Okay.
be into.
Okay.
That I would be into, with a side of Portillo's or the Portillo's cake, which we have over there. What about Portillo's
That's not
cake?
a Portillo's cake. Did you think it was a Portillo's cake?
I thought it was close to it. It was
It's
My
delicious.
mother-in-law
Is it
made
jewel?
that. My mother-in-law. That's a homemade motherlaw
Oh wow,
Now,
that's
is she-
close to the
Wow.
Portillo's
Does
cake.
she use the Portillo's recipe? Because it's very similar.
I might
Very
have
very
those.
moist. Yes.
How many are
Yes.
left?
Oh, there's
Very
enough.
good. What about, when you do those Chicago order ones, you can get 2 Malnati's pizzas and a Portillo's chocolate cake in the shape of a heart. I have sent that to a friend before. That is,
Aw.
Very
that's a
special.
gift.
Aw,
A very
friend.
special friend.
Why? Because I'm a
Aw.
friend. Because I'm a friend. I'm a good guy. Some people don't even bring like croissants for their friends to work. I send chocolate cakes and pizzas.
Yeesh. Yeah.
I'm a giver.
Yeah, I didn't get any
I'm a giver.
Jerosh Bakery, so.
What else you got, Case?
All right, our next story. According to Conde Nast Traveler, Chicago once again voted the #1 big city in
Never
the
a
United
doubt.
States. This
Never
is
a
the
doubt.
title that Chicago has had 6 years in a row from CN Traveler. Are we surprised? 6 rings, 6 titles. We
Oh.
love it.
Yeah.
Not surprised
People
at all.
like to come here. People enjoy it.
Yes, and it's about the architecture, the food, the restaurants, the lake. Everyone loves Chicago, so
We
I'm
win.
It's
I'm
very
pretty proud.
it's very strange. I've never obviously been able to experience Chicago as a visitor. Like sometimes I kind of wish like would I it'd be kind of cool to experience it from that end of things and be just kind of amazed at what the city is. And obviously it's a cleaner New York, but just as many cool things to do. And
Way cleaner than New York.
yeah, I mean I like going to New York, right? So I don't know if it'd be like that sort of experience, but
When I first moved here in 2018, I feel like I was experiencing it from a tourist standpoint. Like I was
Yeah,
like enjoying
'cause
everything
you
for the
kinda
first time.
were.
I still have not been everywhere. Lauren still has to show me
Yeah,
all the good.
seriously. I
Have
don't
you been to
Places.
Bongo Room?
Yes, I love
Okay,
Bongo
thank you.
Room. Great brunch. We have another
making
fun
sure.
fact about Harry Styles from Jake Flanagan.
Oh,
Harry fact:
Jake.
the smash hit "As It Was" by Harry recorded its 15th week atop the Billboard's Hot 100 singles, making him the first British artist to have a #1 hit in the U.S. for that long.
Wow, exciting. Is he more famous than Prince Harry at this point?
I would say so.
You think?
Yeah.
Worldwide?
he did 15 straight nights at Madison Square Garden,
Yeah. He's a rock star.
beating my band Fish.
Honestly, if he walked in here right now to be on the podcast, I wouldn't know him. But that's okay.
Oh my God, I might pass out if he was here. Okay. Our CHGO clip of the week
I
this
walk in,
week.
nobody passes out.
2 nights ago on the CHGO Bulls podcast, Matt and Big Dave had Luke and Cody show off their fire kicks. First, Cody
this.
showed off his Jordans, and take a look. You can see what Luke did.
You gonna
Show
the
them kicks. Put them up on the coffee
Joey's
table.
gonna put on the kicks.
Joey, show the people the kicks.
Oh,
Woo!
look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the flavor.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
The patent leather on those.
what shoes do Stucky got on? What do you got? You got the bands on? I want to see Stucky shoes too, man. I want to see what Stuck rocking with, man.
British Knights?
Oh, here he comes. Here
He's
comes the
got some British
steppers.
Knights on.
Here comes
oh,
the
yeah.
hot stepper.
Stucky. Oh, those
put
look,
the shoe up on the table.
those look
Stuck.
comfy as hell.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
is. Here it comes. Bow! Look at it right there.
Look at that.
Those the grown man threes
Oh,
right
my
there,
goodness.
baby.
Top Gun
The
being
grown man
signed.
threes.
Those look like you're
the
just
other side.
walking on
Ow.
clouds.
Yeah.
Look at this man.
Yes.
That is an adult. Damn it.
That's right.
Canvas. You heard that, damn it.
Yeah.
Get you some of them. Oh, look how he walks off. You can't even hear him walk away.
I want
kids with their fancy
Cole Haan.
Jordans.
Those are
That's
Cole
right.
Haan.
Grandpa
Hold on, I was
Stuggy's
gonna
like,
say,
no.
Are
No.
those Allbirds, Cole Haan?
I have Allbirds on today. Those are Cole Haans that night. Yeah.
So I want Matt and Big Dave to actually come home with you one night and just narrate your dad duties as you're taking care of
Yeah.
your son.
Brilliant
and
video
cleaning the
idea.
house. Like I would love that.
that is a clean diaper. Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome. Luke, I love your shoes. I love Cody's shoes too.
Cody's has way more shoes than I've told him. I want to get him a glass case with the LED lighting that maybe changes colors and highlights
That
them,
would be really
keeps
cool.
the dust off. I just try to keep mine out of dog poop.
I'll tell you, if Cody goes on to become a dad, he's going to have another thing coming because he's going to realize that you cannot spend $300 to $400 on a pair of
Sadly.
shoes anymore.
Here's what he's going to do. When Cody has a child, he's going to start buying little baby Jordans, which is insane.
Those are expensive.
You know why it's insane? Because
Yeah.
they last for like a
Yep.
week, and then the kid can't wear them
The
anymore.
resale value is probably pretty high, though. You could probably put those on Facebook Marketplace.
Maybe, but Cody'd probably want to bronze them. Each pair.
They probably already are bronze.
Yes, that's true.
Game Time is the hottest new ticketing site that makes it easier than ever to score the best deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows like Harry Styles. Are we bringing up Harry Styles on the?
I will
Who's
do my
Harry
best.
Styles
Can
I
we
will
do
do
that?
my best.
Let's see how much would it cost to send Kacy
Guys,
tonight?
can I go on the 13th? 14th?
No, you certainly can't go on the 13th.
The
that's
15th?
for sure.
The 15th.
Oh boy, let's see. What do we got here?
Send me for a CHGO video.
Speaking
It's
of
a
Harry Backs,
business
naked guy, I mean
expense.
Harry Styles.
You've ever dreamed of sitting in a seat you never thought you could, 50-yard line, courtside,
Yeah.
last row of the United Center for Harry Styles. It is possible with the Game Time app. It features the biggest last-minute price drops, which can be found on the seats you never thought you could buy. I mean, honestly, Kacy, people might
What are the numbers on
come
it?
down with
Ticket
COVID or
right
something,
now?
might not be able to go. So
Check the 15th, Law.
What's
The 15th?
I
Let's
can't go
see the
this weekend.
15th.
15th?
All right, $240 for standing room only.
I mean, that's outrageous.
Yeah, that's
$240 for
stupid.
standing room, but you only have to hear the guy.
Yeesh.
Even
you
like the
can't say
nosebleeds
it's
are
an
really
amazing
expensive.
deal.
What are these flash deals? What are these flash deals?
They're not
popping
good.
up?
No,
it is
they're
an
not
amazing
good.
deal,
See-
Kacy.
I'm
Basically, you're
impressed.
not going. I don't
I'm
know why anyone's paying this much money for Harry Styles.
We don't have the
understand.
CHGO suite up yet. The CHGO suite is not activated.
Luke, settle
When
down.
that happens, Casey's going to be.
You got to work your connection, Case.
My boyfriend works for United Airlines, and he's at the United Center. And I said,
What?
anything? Can you do anything for me?
Maybe you
No.
could
And he
go.
said no.
Maybe you could go to the Blackhawks offices, say you got to do some things, and then when they leave, you crawl up into
Yes.
the
I
roof
just
tiles.
stay.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's a good idea.
Stay
Get
and
in
then
the
you drop
ductwork.
out. I mean, you're obviously very small. You could probably
Yes.
find a
I'm
nook
gonna
or
do
cranny
that.
to hide in.
Don't tell our
Duct
friends at
work is
Blackhawks.
nothing.
But if that doesn't work,
We'll get you one of those headlights.
Game Time is there for you. If you love CHGO, you will love Game Time. The best way to support us is by buying your Harry Style tickets and all other tickets through the link in any of our description. Join over 50 million people who have downloaded the Game Time app and score the best seats to all of your favorite events.
Sarah said she paid $550 for Bieber tickets at the UC.
Wow.
She said, buy the tickets. It's worth it.
No.
I cannot justify.
No, you can't.
I just wrote that. All right, let's move on.
All right, last topic, Stuck in Duck time. We're inviting Kacy and Lawrence into the fun. As we mentioned at the top of the show, the Chicago teams are not in the baseball playoffs, but 12 teams are. We're all have our favorites. We're all going to be rooting against certain teams. So let's go person by person, and we're going to kind of rank who you're rooting for, and we're going to do it in 3 zones. Red means you're not rooting for them at all. Yellow means you're pretty indifferent, you don't care. And then green is a team that you would like to see win the World Series. So, Kacy, we're going to let the ladies go first here.
Thank you. I'm really
let's go at
excited
it.
about this. So I have 4 teams in each category.
Oh, that's pretty good. Wait a minute.
I
Oh,
evened
that's
it
nice.
out.
That's nice.
12 total teams. I think we all know who is definitely going in the green box for me. Any guesses?
Yeah. It's
Cleveland
honestly-
Guardians.
hold
Cleveland
on.
Guardians,
Yeah, they are.
because obviously I grew up in Ohio. I grew up a Cleveland Indians fan. And now I got the
There.
Guardians. Also, guys, they have the longest World Series drought. It's like 73 years.
1948.
They deserve
Rocky
it.
Colavito, right?
Yep.
Do we
48.
like? Are you guys in agreement with me? Are you guys like?
Well,
Nah,
Not even my
you'll
parents
see.
were born in
You'll see.
1948.
You'll see where I
so-
put them. Give me a minute here. Let's-
I would like to see them win for my dad.
It's the right call. It's
Sure.
a family pick. It's
Yes.
your pick. It's your
So,
blood.
Yeah, roll tribe. Rays. I'm gonna put the Rays in there
Guardians.
too
Rays, Tampa Bay.
because I like their energy. I like their drive. I like the team.
Okay.
Okay, who
I
else?
don't really have too many other reasons besides that. Blue Jays are my other pick in the green
North of the
category
border.
because they haven't been
Hey there,
in the World Series since '93.
Joe Carter.
So that would be kind of cool for them.
Sure.
I'm sure you remember that highlight well, Kacy.
I do not. And
Harry
my 4th
Styles.
team in the green, I will
Joe
root
Carter
for
was
them.
the Harry Styles of his day.
Yeah, he was Mick Jagger after Mick Jagger, before Styles. Sorry.
4th team. It's okay. The Mets. Because Timmy Trumpet.
Oh,
Because they're better than the Yankees. Because Francisco Lindor is my guy. I like
It would
Pete
be
Alonso.
It would be amazing if Timmy Trumpet was at the bottom of the 9th, right? If the Mets
Yeah.
had home field advantage, they
Plus-
won 101 games, so I think there's a chance, right?
I prefer them over the Yankees. There's
They
a
won
chance.
101 games.
They did.
Lindor against the Guardians would be interesting.
Right.
Wow.
So
All right, cool.
now we move on to my yellow.
Yellow.
My kind of my meh teams. Like I don't really care either way. Great if they win. Don't care if they don't. I'm putting the Mariners
Okay.
in this category.
All
The
right, go for it.
Phillies.
Phillies. Okay, sure. Phillies.
The Padres, because I have really nothing against the Padres. And the Braves.
Okay.
I'm
Defending
putting-
world champion Atlanta Braves.
All right. Well, that's cool. All right. So then that means
They were going to be in my green, but I switched with the Blue Jays because I feel like they
So
deserve
you
it
don't
more.
like Starbucks, you don't like a Philly cheesesteak, and
No, all the food,
San
great.
Diego.
I just don't care about
Tough
these
break.
4 teams.
Lawrence, are we
that
saving
much.
these so we can put these out on social
Of
later?
Of course. Yeah. Why not? Let's do it.
And here are my absolute. He already knows
shot, yeah.
probably.
Well, yeah. There's only 4 left.
Will not root for.
Oh, good work. Good math.
But like
mean-
here's it in order. Dodgers
Oh.
9, Yankees, bad fans hate them. Dodgers too many recent postseason opportunities. Cardinals,
Ugh.
we all know why because I prefer the Cubs. And definitely no way in hell would root for the Astros because they're cheaters.
Yeah. They were. Yeah. Okay.
What do you guys think of my list?
I'm
like
pretty
it.
impressed with it. It's much better than your movie picks last week. I'll say that.
It's honestly
you
a
know.
lot different than mine. So
Oh,
good.
It's no
I
Mrs.
think this is good.
Doubtfire,
We're off to a good thing
It's
here.
no Mrs. Doubtfire.
So
That's a good
the
point.
the Guardians are your number 1.
Yes.
So we'll keep track of this throughout the month here on the show. The Guardians are number 1. Who would be your number 2? The Guardians can't win.
Probably the Rays or the Mets.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Slide
either
them
way.
over there.
Don't like the Canadians that much, huh?
All right. Good times. All right. So who's next here? Is it Luke? Is it Kevin?
Doesn't matter
Go
to
ahead,
me.
Luke.
Is it
You want me to go? Let's start with the red.
red teams? The bad teams that you don't want to see. You're not ever
Hate
rooting
'em.
for.
Very obvious.
Okay. I'm going to start with the Cardinals. Is my guess.
Cardinals, I'd like to see Molina out in as few games as possible.
Get out of my life.
I'd like to have the Mets out quickly with their $261 million payroll. Don't like them. Don't need Timmy Trumpet.
Yeah. Sorry. It was fun this summer.
And sorry, Padres are also on that list. Tatis isn't there. I just can't get over what Steve Garvey did to my Cubs in my young childhood.
Why'd you
So
bring that up?
forever, the Padres will be a franchise I do not like. The only thing that almost took them to the yellow level was Yu Darvish.
Yeah.
But defeating the Cubs and moving on to the World Series against the Tigers forever I will hate the San Diego Padres.
So these three are your.
That's
your,
it.
The Garvey effect.
The Garvey effect. Those are the three that I cannot possibly see in the World Series, or I will dry heave and vomit.
Okay.
And vomit.
Now, the yellow list is a little more tricky.
Okay.
Normally, I would say maybe the Dodgers should be in that red list. However, the Yankees and Dodgers could go to the red list, but Yankees-Dodgers would be a compelling World Series. I know that's what the TV execs are hoping for.
Yeah.
But you can't deny that Dodgers-Yankees, Aaron Judge against the Dodgers wouldn't be good television. It would be great television. So just for that reason, I'm putting them in the yellow.
Is that Yankees
111
as well?
wins.
Yankees too? Yankees
Dodgers and
Dodgers?
Yankees, both in yellow, only for the reason that it would be great television, great theater if those were the two teams to make it. Now, the Astros are cheaters,
Correct.
and I don't
they
really
were.
want to see them do it. The only reason I'm putting them out of the red and into the yellow is Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
I like Dusty Baker. He was always good to me. I think he's a good person. I would like to see Dusty win a World Series before he hangs it up.
I like the
Unfortunately,
wristbands,
he's with
too.
the Astros, but I'm willing to stay neutral in this. If Dusty does it, then I'm okay with it.
I do feel conflicted about my Astros pick because of Dusty.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason. The rest of the reason, I don't like Houston. It's a concrete platform. Like everything is concrete in Houston. I don't like the city. I you know what? There's one more. I have some friends in the Houston media, and they'll make extra money in overtime if they get to the World
I
Series.
can't believe you even put them in the yellow.
I'm putting Dusty Baker and my friends there, not the Houston Astros.
Okay, next.
And then the Braves and Phillies. I don't care if the Braves repeat at all, really. Yeah. And the Phillies, I would probably normally put them in the red, but I'm okay with it because of Schwarber. I'm not okay with them because I like Joe Girardi, and I don't want to see him blamed for them not winning the World Series, and then the rest of the team goes on to win without him. So I'm just putting them in the yellow, but I don't really care about the Braves or the Phillies. This green group, I think, is the same as Kacy, right?
Well,
Close.
I definitely see
Mariners, Blue Jays, Guardians,
yeah, it
Rays.
is.
Who's
It
your
is.
Who's your number one of this?
I don't
group?
know if I have number one. I
Okay.
guess I would say the Mariners
Okay.
because they have the 21st payroll in baseball. They've never won it, and they've gone 44 years without even getting to the World Series.
So
As
we'll
a
assign,
Cubs
we'll
fan, I
assign
know
you the
what that's
Mariners.
like.
We'll assign you the Mariners. for
Assign
our
me
purposes.
Mariners as my top pick. After that, I would go Blue Jays. I like their roster. I like their players. And then right there with them would be the Guardians and the Rays in no particular order. Again, the Mariners, the Guardians, and the Rays
Okay.
have all never won it. And they all have, well, it's 21st, 27th, and 25th in payroll. So they're doing more with less.
Yeah. I'm
And I
fine with
feel
that.
I don't feel bad about 2016 for the Cleveland fans, but I understand their pain.
Thank you.
Yeah. A lot of pain.
Lawrence, I'll
Me
give the
next?
floor to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that means I got to figure this out.
That new Guardian C is growing on me.
It is cool.
It's
is
a nice
cool.
C, yeah.
And they finally got rid of their racist name, so I give them credit.
It would
for
be an
that
incredible story if the first year
Had
that
to
they
go.
become the Guardians, they win the World
Yes.
Series.
Yeah.
Get rid of
It
So
probably
that other
lends some weight
name
to the
never
fact-
actually wins one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to get rid of some teams here real quickly.
They're a fun team to watch.
Okay, so for those of you listening to the pod, I'll explain all this here. I'm immediately getting rid of the Yankees and Mets and Cardinals. That's pretty obvious why I would be doing that. Let's see, who else can I get rid of?
Dodgers.
You know, honestly, like I actually don't hate.
Lawrence is
the-
going to put all 12 teams in that red. Just
No.
call
He doesn't
it
want
a day.
anybody to win.
I actually, it's funny. You know, my level of hate is actually not as high as I thought it would be. I was actually building these so I could put more teams down there. I don't know if I actually hate any of these teams really. I feel like I'm very meh about a lot of them. Like the Tampa Bay Rays, don't care. I don't even know they're still playing. Are they still a team? Like, is Randy Arozarena still there? Great, whatever. The Phillies, I don't care. I mean, whatever. That's fine. I do like those cool throwback uniforms where they wear the like maroon and
They do have
powder
good.
blues.
Yeah, those are good uniforms.
The Astros, I actually grew up loving the Astros. 86, man.
You have a hat. I know you have a hat.
I know I have that hat. Yeah.
Got a lid.
I loved Glenn Davis and Billy Doran and Mike Scott throwing the no-hitter to win the NL West or whatever that was. I was so sad when the Mets beat him. The Dodgers, actually, you know what? I love Mookie Betts. So, like, if they win, cool. That's fine. Who else? What else we got here? The Guardians, I actually kind of want to hate them, but I'm going to throw them in the middle because it is fun to watch them play. And the
What's
way
your
they
hate? Where does your hate stem from?
It's Cleveland. Who the hell likes Cleveland?
Was there on vacation?
But here's the thing. The fact that they stomped on the White Sox grave after they won it and said, you know, they were chanting "Fire Tony" in the
Yes.
locker room,
Right.
And then whatever they said about, you know, like after the White Sox, whatever.
Right.
Yes, that was hilarious. So
That almost put him in green, huh?
almost put them in green.
Yeah.
But I cannot make myself put them in green. So they're just going to stay down there in the yellow, which means who am I rooting for? Oh wait, the Braves. I don't care about the Braves either. Get them out of there. Like they suck. I like Acuna.
Where are the Padres?
Hold on, I'm getting all this. All right, settle down. Settle down. I'm gonna put them in the yellow, but I almost,
Mariners?
you know, do I put the Braves in the red?
I don't need a back-to-back.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll leave them there in the yellow for now.
Who wants
So
to see the Braves win again?
Nah, I'm good.
I like Ronald Acuna though. But you know what? You're right. Let's move them down there. Let's get them out of there.
Jack Brown loves the Astros.
Lawrence is being highly influenced.
I am an influencer. Fluency.
You got to. Who's not rooting for the Mariners?
Exactly. How do you not root for the Mariners? Ken Griffey Jr., Ichiro. Sure, they're right there. Who else does that leave me with? The Padres.
Not currently playing.
Hell yes, give me the Padres up
Really?
there.
Would you wear your Fernando Tatis obvious shirt then?
That is the saddest purchase of my life. I purchased that.
Terrible
and
timing.
It came in the mail, and 2 days later, he was suspended for the rest of the season.
Yeah. See,
What is it? Is it the
says
Fernando Tatis is good at baseball?
Yes, Fernando Tatis is good at baseball, and I just want to write he's bad at cheating. So that just sucks.
if it wasn't for Steve Garvey, I would have put the Padres in green because I would like to see them win without Tatis, which would be funny.
So are you claiming the Padres then?
No, I'm putting the Blue Jays as my number one. I love the Blue Jays. I grew up loving Lloyd Mosby, Dave Stieb.
Why do you hate America?
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons, but we can't get into that right now. 85, man. I loved the Blue Jays back then. I really wanted the jersey. I'd always go to the store in Woodfield Mall and just look through the jerseys. I wanted their jersey. I wanted the Astros.
Superstars?
Sunday.
They do have a great jersey.
Merle Harmon's fanfare? Where
Yes!
were you at?
Merle Harmon's fanfare. I haven't heard
Yes.
that name in 40 years. Why
In
do
the
you know
corner
that
over
name?
by JCPenney or Sears
Oh
at
my
Woodfield.
God, you guys are, no, it was in the middle. It was in that weird, strange middle level by the waterfall. But whatever.
Oh, yeah, you're right, where the fish tanks used to
You'd
be.
go
Yes.
there. You'd go to Orange Julius. You'd go to Aladdin's Castle. And
Cinnabon.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Blue Jays. I love Vladdy Jr. I love his dad. I love everything about Vladdy.
It would be fun.
Sport coat, big fan of that.
I don't want to. I don't want to watch an entire season of baseball at Sky Dome though.
No.
Get a new stadium.
And to be honest,
you get to see people having sex up there. Didn't we talk about this?
oh,
We
yeah,
did.
that was Toronto.
We
There-
sure did.
There's no like their logo and uniforms, great, love it. Like the players, shouldn't they be the walleye or something though?
Wow.
Blue Jay
Yeah,
doesn't
I
seem
mean, I
totally
guess.
Canadian.
All right.
Well, there's my teams. There we go. All right.
Great
so
job.
We're up for
So you
Kevin
got the
now.
Blue Jays. All right, let's go.
All right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We're
Let's go.
doing my
Here we go.
breakdown. Which MLB teams I can root for in this postseason. Let's get rid of the Cardinals right off the bat.
Thank you, Duck.
They're just basement dwellers every single time. Sweep them out. Houston Astros right next to them. I don't care if not a lot of players are still here from the cheating scandal. I don't like them. I don't like the city. I don't like the franchise.
You guys hating on Houston? Why
They
are we hating on
suck.
Houston? What's wrong with Houston?
I
man?
can only root for Dusty Baker. That's the
Houston?
only. You know what?
What's
I
wrong with
still might have
Houston?
to put him
Good
in red.
food. Great
Oh.
food.
I am
Houston's
putting it in the
dumb.
Tampa Bay Rays because they're like the Moneyball A's, right? Like you think you've like unlocked something fine, just win the damn thing already.
Yeah.
They've
I
been
mean, they're trying-
competitive.
they're
They've
annoying
been
you.
in a few World Series. They can't get the job done.
They
I am
annoy you.
no longer investing my eggs in the Tampa Bay Rays basket. And finally, for my last red zone team, the Atlanta Braves. You know what? It was boring when they won the World Series last year. Nobody cared. I guess I'm happy for my friends in Atlanta. Shout out Jay Busby.
Hey.
But we don't need back-to-back titles. Greg
them up.
Maddux, Tom Glavine, and John Smoltz and Dave Justice are
Chipper
not
Jones,
walking
blah,
through that
blah,
door.
blah,
Chipper
whatever.
Jones.
No love for Acuna though. I love Ronald Acuna. Those yellow.
Sure.
Formerly Freddie
Lovers.
Freeman.
Freddie Freeman would be sad if they won without him. So, All right, the teams I'm
the freeze.
ambivalent towards, the New York Yankees. I guess I just don't care. Like, I think it would actually kind of be fun to watch a World Series at Yankee Stadium again and kind of get that thing. Like, I covered a
Ew.
World Series at Yankee
They don't need to
Stadium.
win
I
again.
enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yankees win. Blah.
I don't necessarily need another, ring 28 for the Yankees.
I'd like them to lose so that they decide Judge isn't worth the money and he goes to the Cubs or Sox.
Okay.
Yes.
Good
Mets,
thinking.
I don't care about. Timmy Trumpet, fine, whatever. But I don't want to see them in the World Series. They were in the World Series against the Royals, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleveland Guardians. They're a fun team, but the Chicago rivalry,
Yeah. Like
I just
said.
can't put them in the green, like
No,
you said.
Not happening.
Right? So I like Jose Ramirez. It's fun to watch him play, even though he kills the White Sox every time out.
Willie Mays Hayes is a good player.
And I'm going to guess the Dodgers. Is the Dodgers your last team?
So the Toronto Blue Jays, I'm actually pretty
Oh,
ambivalent
wow.
towards.
Oh, wow.
I do like Vladdy
Interesting.
Jr. I do like players on that team.
Bichette?
I don't want to watch baseball at Sky Dome in October. Joe Carter is not walking through that door.
Wow.
All right, let's get on to the teams I will root for. The Philadelphia
Anti-Canadian.
Phillies. When I was at Yahoo, I actually got to cover back-to-back World Series in Philadelphia. It was awesome. That's an awesome sports town. I feel like they are Chicago's asshole brother.
Yeah. Give me a cheese
They've
stick.
won recently enough.
I know, but I like that those Phillies teams. I kind of like this Phillies team. It'd be fun to see Kyle Schwarber win.
Schwarbs.
I'm putting up the San Diego Padres. I don't harbor a lot of 1984 hate there. Leon Durham did that to himself.
Yeah. That's true.
I do love. I like their throwback. I was talking about getting a City Connect hat. That really weird.
Oh,
whatever.
the neon-y green and the
Oh.
pink.
So you
those
don't
hats
want
are
the poop and
crazy.
pee
I
colored
love 'em.
hat.
I
You don't
love
want
'em.
the poop and
No.
pee. No.
I do like that the Padres have kind of become a contender. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of Padres fans, but I think it's kind of a cool payback for that city and those guys who have stuck around for decades, that they are actually a contender, and they are pretty fun to watch. You talk about the Yu Darvish
Tony
connection.
Gwynn, by the way. I don't know why I didn't mention Tony Gwynn. I love Tony Gwynn. How
Right.
could you not
Yeah,
root for
great.
his
All-time
franchise?
great.
The best.
Then I am going to have the Seattle Mariners. It's their first time in the postseason since 2001. People are going to be fired up there. Julio Rodriguez is the future face of baseball.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be kind of fun to see what he can do.
Shout out to Pearl Jam.
I hope that they roll out Ichiro and Ken Griffey Jr. and Randy Johnson, and even if A-Rod wants to horn his way in there, I don't really care. I think it'd be fun.
Boo.
Think about that 1995 team. Ken Griffey coming around to beat the Yankees. Like that was an
fun.
all-time baseball moment in my lifetime.
That was
So
great.
the Mariners. And then final and perhaps surprisingly is the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Wow.
And this one actually has a personal tie for me, guys.
All right.
I have a friend named Micah who passed away suddenly last month. And he was a huge Dodgers fan. And
Sorry, Kev.
yeah, so
All right, I
I
won't
actually
hate on
think
the
it would be
Dodgers.
cool if they kind of came through and won this. They won it a few years ago.
So
and,
you're rooting for the Dodgers then?
I am rooting for the Dodgers. I've been taking the Dodgers this
Yeah,
October.
and honestly, like the thing about the Dodgers is that they won the clown season, right? They won the 2020. Rob Manfred couldn't speak; he was having a stroke or
They've
something.
got a great team.
Yeah.
It's hard to hate them.
Like
The
they
$266 million payroll that ought to be good.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, but they deserve to win a real title, not the clown title.
that
they
yeah
won.
the weird title in Houston
Yeah.
was weird.
And it was in Texas, right? At the Globe Field. or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. So then, obviously, I think other, Dodgers fans have personal ties. They'd probably like to see, Vince Scully just passed away. Maury
Yes.
Wills just passed
Yes.
away.
Yeah.
So
Shout out
there's a few things there. My buddy Micah could do the entire Vince Scully home run call of Kirk Gibson from
I love it.
He had a very nasal voice. It didn't sound anything like Vince Scully. And we were friends at the University of Wisconsin, and he would go from beginning to end on that thing, and it was just an awesome thing. So I'm hoping he pulls some strings, and
What is the
that would be a
line?
cool sign, I
The
think.
improbable has become. Or wait, the impossible. What is the line? The impossible has become possible.
The improbable has become,
Yeah, whatever it is.
Whatever.
Yeah. And shout out to Koufax Coffee. They make a hell of a burrito and a T-shirt that says donuts in the Dodgers logo.
Somebody say donuts?
So let's go Dodgers. So I've got the Dodgers.
Yeah.
You have the Blue Jays.
I
Casey's going for
do.
Cleveland.
Casey's
And Luke
got
is going
Cleveland.
for
Mariners.
the Mariners.
The M's. All right. Wait.
And hopefully next year we will have a Chicago team, and we won't have to do this exercise.
The bottom line is
Could
we
we?
can all agree anybody but the Cardinals.
Yes.
Should we do this in
Yes.
early January for the NFL?
Oh gosh.
Sure.
Yeesh.
All right. Well, this has been a great CHGO podcast. Again, if you like what we're doing here, make sure you rate and review us. Tell a few friends about us. We love seeing familiar faces in here every Thursday at 11 a.m. And we're sure this is only going to grow. We will see you. There's a possibility we might not be here next week, but
yeah,
that
there's a
remains in
possibility.
flux. So that we might have a studio conflict. But if
Wonder what
not,
that
we will
would
see
be.
you in 2 weeks.
More to
So,
come.
Yeah.
Stay
All right.
tuned.
Well, in that case, I guess we should end the show, huh?
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Bye.